Hey everyone, I've decided to mount one of my PU scopes onto one of my Mosins. So here's everything I'm going to be using. I don't have a drill press, so I'm going to be using a power drill, just handheld. I have an AccuMounts reproduction scope combo, so here's my scope, everything that came with screws, pins, and capture screws or lock screws. The base, the mount, this is a part of the base. What I had to buy, because the kit came with a tap and a drill, so here's a tap, and I didn't have a handle for it, so I had to buy a handle separately. I'm also going to be using a punch, and since I didn't have a center punch, I just bought a set. So center punches, I'm going to be using the C-clamp and this Craig jig vice grip, I guess, to just hold my receiver to the table. And lastly, I'm going to be using this thread cutting oil, so for both drilling and cutting threads. So that's kind of everything I'm going to be using. Let me reposition the camera, and then we'll go from there. So first and foremost, I'm going to need to figure out where to mount this this base. And from everything I've seen and read, the base itself needs to ride just slightly higher than the ejector spring. So this pinhole right here, this guy, lines up with stripper clip rails. I hope you can see that. And the whole base rides just slightly above the ejector spring or interrupter spring. So you can work it and it doesn't interfere with the base, or the base doesn't interfere with it. And the base appears to be parallel to the receiver axis. So this is good. So the placement is good. So before I start drilling, I'm going to need to secure this to my table here, and I'm going to use this piece of leather not to mar up the receiver, and a set of these wise grips, and go right over my tabletop. There we go. So now this is secure, and I can probably start to center punch my holes. Okay, so I've decided I'm gonna drill through the main screw holes first, and I'm gonna start doing that by center punching before I start drilling. So I'm using the center punch, and I'm going to center punch each one of these holes, trying to be in the center, obviously. There's that. And my next one is going to be right here. Right there. Here we go. I got two centers now for where I'm going to start drilling. And here's this drill bit that came with AccuMounts combo. So now that I got my holes punched, I'm going to start slowly. I also added cutting oil, so I'm going to add some more cutting oil. Okay. So now I'm going to start at very low speeds. I'm going to start drilling these holes right here. It's important to find that center with your drill bit before you actually start. And then slowly we'll start drilling. I'm going to check my bit once in a while and add a little bit more oil. But I should be coming through to the inside of the receiver now. Yeah. So we'll add more oil and go super slow, just so I don't, you know what, I'm gonna actually put in this plug right here, so that this little wooden plug, little wooden dowel. There we go. I think we're all the way through. We should be. Let's check our dowel. It looks like we are, but I'm gonna give it a couple more turns here and make sure that I'm just going straight into the wood. Yep, there's all the wood shavings. Here we go. So one of our holes is now done. Okay. Okay, so while drilling a second hole, this drill bit got completely dull, right? The drill that came with the AccuMounts. It might have been me. I'm not saying that it's a bad drill bit, but I replaced it with one of mine, and the one I used was 1364s. You see that missing one right here? As you can see, hopefully, this bit is exactly the same as the one I was using. So, and this drill bit actually seemed to have done a lot better, if you can see by the shavings, right? These are true drilling shavings. So I like this drill bit a lot better than the one that came with the kit. So anyway, now I have my two holes drilled. I don't think I'm even going to bother with pins at this point. So now I'm going to need to tap them, and let me take you on that journey, I guess. So I'm going to take my base off. These are the holes right there. I hope you can see them. Let's see if we can zoom you in a bit. Okay. So these are the holes. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. There we go. There's the mount, or the base. I'm going to need to clean this up too. But holes are here. Okay, now that you've got your holes drilled, we're going to need to tap them. And I'm going to use my tap that came with the AccuMounts kit and the handle that I bought, and with a lot of oil and a lot of patience, we're gonna start tapping this thing. So you don't need to force the tap into the hole. It kind of needs to go by itself, and it needs to find where it wants to go. So obviously try to keep the same angle as when you were drilling, but also don't force the tap to go a certain way. And every quarter turn or so, what you want to do is back the tap out. So quarter turn, back it up, and then quarter turn, back it up, and you'll feel it breaking off the shavings that it makes when it cuts the thread. Let's add a little bit more oil. Quarter turn, back it up. Quarter turn, back it up. Quarter turn, back it up. Now my tap is just moving freely through the piece, so I'm not cutting threads anymore. But what I want to do is definitely go all the way, almost all the way to where the thread cutters on the tap stop, and then back it all the way up, because they gradually get larger and larger, so the thread gets cut almost all the way to the very end of the tool. So one side is down now, so here we go. We're gonna start slow, let the tool find the hole, not force anything. Now I don't have to back it up anymore. It just goes smoothly through. See that? I'm going to take it all the way, almost all the way to the end of the thread cutters, and then back it out. Okay, so before I start cleaning up these inside, I'm going to need to take out my interrupter spring. And basically, I mean, I'm gonna need to do this anyway to clean this area really well. So, okay. Now I'm gonna use that same dowel and just wrap it into 220 grit sandpaper. Just cut a little piece of this. Here we go. And I'm just going to wrap it in that, because it fits the receiver perfectly. I can't remember what size dowel it is, but I found it specifically so that I can clean up the receiver on my guns. I actually want to take this off. Okay, so this is what we're looking at inside, and all I want to do, as you can see, I've already polished the receiver once before. That's why it's so bright inside. But these are the holes we just made, and now all I want to do is just clean up, basically. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this little dowel right here. I can just get it in properly. Just focusing on that area where I need the cuts. So here are the cut holes, and we've already threaded them and everything like that. So next step is to clean up